All right, what do we got? Wednesday, March 25th. Want to say it's really nice hearing from some of you, reading some of your messages. Hope everyone's doing well, staying safe, staying sane. My heater went out in my house, and I'm a pretty big softy when it comes to. I get cold real easy. A lot of you already know that. So I'm all bundled up just to stay a little warm. Coronavirus update, and the heat will come. Someone will fix it at some point. To stay on the positive side today with the coronavirus, again, numbers are going to spike this week, probably next week too. So just know that. Don't start listening to others. Oh my gosh, because we already knew that. That's the point. We're all staying home, and they canceled school. They haven't canceled some of these type of things in over 100 years. I forget what I heard. Something hadn't been canceled for over 124 years. The stock market has never had. There's something called Wall Street. It's in New York, and it's this huge place where people are buying and selling stock, and they do that every day, Monday through Friday. It has never been closed since it started, and now it's all done on. They closed it. You could still trade, but only through apps, internet, phone, but no one's at that building right now. So that's here nor there. Where I'm getting at is our Senate, which the class learned about a little bit this year, is been in, Senate. Remember, there's 2 senators per state. It means there's 100 senators. It's part of Congress, right? They've been going over a bill to help all of us, to help small businesses, to help big businesses like the airlines. The airline just lost a ton of money. They were expecting a lot of travel. Everyone has canceled. Hotels, cruise lines can't operate. Hotels cannot, a lot of them are not operating right now. And then your mom and dad, your grandma, your aunt, your friends, your teachers. So they've been going over it, and both parties are arguing for a little bit different things, but they've come together. Last night, you can see as of 1:02, they struck a deal. Now, just a verbal. It means they've been talking, going over, compromising, negotiating, debating, and now they came up with a deal at 1:02 a.m., which would have been 10 o'clock last night our time, and they will vote on it today, so it still has to pass. We could read right here. The Senate could vote as soon as Wednesday, which I assume they would. This is supposed to be rushed. It was supposed to be done by Monday. The House will also need to pass the bill before it goes to Donald Trump's desk. So remember, the Senate is one part of Congress. It will go. They'll finally vote on it and pass. It hasn't been passing. Then it will go over to the Senate, to the House of Representatives. Remember that each state, depending, so you're getting your social studies lesson if you watch this video today, each state has certain amount of House of Representatives based on how big they are, their population, the number of people that live there. So it would have to pass the House of Representatives. It'll pass there. Then it will go to President Trump's desk. He will sign it. And what this does is it gives some money to small businesses so they can pay their people while they're not coming to work. It is also going to give money to each adult in the country to help pay rent, to help buy food, to help in this very tough time. What I've read on Facebook a little bit or social media is, okay, but this is only going to help us pay our rent. There's not going to be any. It's not going to help. So some people are saying we need more, but let's stay positive about it. It's money. It's helping some. A lot of us, again, you worked at casinos, servers, bartenders, and a lot of other industries, and you're not working or making money right now. So luckily there's unemployment, and that pays people. We pay into unemployment. Okay, so out of our check, students, out of our check, a little bit goes to unemployment in case that ever happens, in place we're ever unemployed. And you can file, you get a little money every week, so you keep buying food, you can last. But that's only supposed to last you a certain amount of time until you go back to work. So right now, they're nervous, so just keep your head up. It'll be nice to get some money to everybody. This should be voted by today, past President Trump. So that's the update on the coronavirus. Keep it positive, stay healthy, make sure you're exercising. Here's our Google Classroom. Google Classroom has the hand washing experiment by Miss McPherson. Pretty cool. I will read you here. Welcome to science class. Hello, it's an experiment. I plan on doing this with my science classes a few weeks ago. It takes a long time, 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, so I decided to start it with you now, and I can keep you updated on on what I see and what happens at the end. I will post a video. We'll see if she does. I asked her to a couple days ago, has not. I assume she will. Post a video on my own experiment, but feel free to set your experiment up now. Scientific method is a logical problem-solving approach used by many scientists. It helps the scientists focus on what they're trying to study so that their experiments make sense. Okay, this is a proven method. It's been going for a long time. Everyone uses this. Much better. Okay. Make an observation, ask a question, form a hypothesis, make predictions. I don't know if she's gone over this with you, this scientific method. You'll use it in middle school, use it in high school, and if you go to college for science, you'll use it in college. So these 7 little steps here, they will go into your brain eventually for science. I don't expect it to today or tomorrow, but those are them, okay? And at the end, you analyze and you draw your conclusion after you test it. So here she is. This is making our observation. The Center of Disease Control, CDC, you've heard that sometimes on the TV right now, tells us that washing our hands can prevent the spread of germs. Does hand washing really affect our ability to spread germs? Here's our hypothesis. I think dirty, unwashed hands will have more germs than clean washed hands. Prediction. A prediction is the outcome we would see if our hypothesis is correct. If I touch one piece of bread with clean hands and another piece of bread with dirty hands, the bread I touch with the dirty hands will grow mold or more mold than the one I touch with clean hands. Very interesting. So not only have you formed a hypothesis, which is a possible answer to our question. What's the question? There it is. Does hand washing affect our ability to spread germs? Okay, so there's our hypothesis. The hypothesis is our possible answer, which we think, which is logical, right? Unwashed hands will have more germs. This is a way to test it. One clean hand going on to bread, a dirty hand going on to bread, and we're going to say that dirty hand has more germs, and that's why there'll be more mold. Very interesting. So now we're going to test. Before we get started, here's the materials and procedures. All the materials you need. A data chart. Very interesting. Okay, so label it. Untouched, soap and water 10 seconds, water, hand sanitizer, unwashed, and cell phone. And I'm not quite sure what that means. So here we are. In this experiment, I'm going to touch pieces of bread with different levels of clean hands and then wash the bread. Watch the bread over time to see how much mold grows. I will touch some bread with very clean hands, some with unwashed, some bread using hand sanitizer, and so on. So if you don't have all these things, you won't have to do it. You should have some water and soap. Somebody in your house has a cell phone, so I would assume that you're going to touch the cell phone. You're going to touch your bread, and then the bread just going to sit, right? And then so you're going to need, it looks like 7 different pieces of bread. One for untouched, one for soap and water, 30 seconds, 10 seconds, water, hand sanitizer. What you going to do with the bread? Seal the bag. So you're going to remove one slice of bread. Then you're going to touch it. Then it looks like you're going to put it in the bag. And if we were doing the experiment in classroom, I have different students touch different slices of bread. So for video's sake time, I only have 15 minutes on this video, and this looks like a lot here, but this looks pretty awesome, right? This looks very cool. And not only is it really cool, it's right on topic because everyone's talking about washing your hands right now. So that's your science experiment. It's on Google Classroom. Okay, you also see Math Wednesday, March 25th. I did post that yesterday because it is kind of long. You might have did it already. Do it again. If you didn't get 100%, go over the ones you missed. Figure out why you missed them. But basically, the math that I'm posting now, it's either going to be one harder problem or like Wednesday, March 25th, it was basically one of our old tests that you took throughout the year that you've already done. So you should be able to do Wednesday, March 25th math. Here is Mr. Jernigan's art lessons. By the way, Jaden shared his snail, and it was really cute. So anyhow, I want to share that with you guys, but I don't want to go into the email right now. But I'll make sure to share that with you. He said it was okay. And let's see. And then you have Mrs. Weigel's math jar problem. She'll come out with the answer to that at the end of the week. That's a hard problem. You really have to sit there and think about it. If you need help, ask for help. Again, even if it was out with me, that would take me an hour or so of figuring everything out. How am I going to do this? How am I going to get this? That would take a long time. And then finally, the Birch Bark House. If you click that link, you can finish the book. And again, by Friday, if you're following along, you should probably have finished the book. You should have finished by now, but if not, by Friday. Okay, finally, the total cost of a new pair of headphones and a new pair of sunglasses is $140. The headphones cost $100 more than the sunglasses. So how much do the headphones cost? Well, I'm thinking if it's $100 more and you have $140, if one thing costs $120 and the other one costs $20, that's a $100 difference, and they equal $140. And if we scroll down, the headphones cost $120 and the sunglasses cost $20. Thank you. Okay, Leon works at the aquarium. Give you the answer tomorrow. I also have the fun riddle coming up after this, and we'll say hasta la vista. Leon works at the aquarium. When he tries to put each turtle in its own tank, he has one turtle too many. But if he puts 2 turtles per tank, he has on tank too many. I think it's supposed to say 1. How many turtles and how many tanks does Leon have? Leon works at the aquarium. When he tries to put each turtle in its own tank, he has 1 too many turtles. So that means that all the tanks are filled. He has 1 extra turtle. But if he puts 2 turtles per tank, now he has 1 too many tanks. So now he puts 2 turtles in each tank, and he's left over with 1 extra tank. How many turtles and how many tanks does Leon have? I do not know the answer to this. I'll spend my next few minutes figuring it out. You should figure it out at home. That's my favorite one so far. That one's a little bit of a thinker. So you might want to use some pen and paper. You might want to talk it out. Do it with a sibling. Do it with a parent. Finally, there's my email address. Feel free to email me. If you write something, Jaden took pictures of his little drawings and emailed it to me. If you just want to say hi, feel free to send me an email. If you want to share any of your stories, documents, everything, to that email address you share it with. Trust me, I like seeing it. It boosts my spirits a little bit. Finally, our daily, make sure you're keeping that diary. Okay, again, so a daily diary. What happened in your day? How you feeling? What happened in the city to the people you know? What happened in the country up near your mom? What happened in your house? What happened? What'd you eat today? How do you feel? What'd you play? Who'd you see? Where'd you go? Hopefully not too many places. Again, in our Prodigy, I will next week show you our Prodigy leaders every Monday. Khan Academy, if you can, read. You don't have to do it all at once. Read, spread it out. 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. Keep reading. That's really the only thing I can ask. I mean, we're not doing read theory. We're not doing things in class. Just keep reading, keep reading, keep reading. The daily riddle. What 5-letter word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? Again, what 5-letter word becomes shorter when you add? Well, I knew this one right off the bat. It was shorter. It's just short is a 5-letter word, and if you add ER, it becomes shorter. What 5-letter word becomes shorter when you add to it? Well, the answer is not shorter. The answer is short, and when you add 2 letters, it becomes shorter. Okay, and what is so fragile that just by saying its name, it breaks it? What is so fragile that saying its name breaks it? What is so fragile? Fragile means something breaks easy. You might write fragile on a box that has dishes or glasses in it because they might break. What is so fragile that saying its name breaks it? So just by saying its name, it's going to break. That I will give you tomorrow. Have an excellent Wednesday. I will make one of these tomorrow. And just keep your head up, do what you can, and stay healthy.